we're live. Good evening, guys. Welcome to Live in the Duck Pond After Dark. If you're watching this after the stream's gone out and finished, if you go down to comment bar, slide it to the left, and then you'll be able to see the live chat. So wait for a few people to come in, and we'll go from there. Hey, Keller, first one in. How you doing, buddy? You all right? Feed the ducks. Hi, Soph. Welcome in, darling. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hey, Captain. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're all good, man. Yeah, thanks, Soph. Yeah, it's coming on now. So you seem to like do a load of work, and it's not really, you can't really see a difference. But certainly when you change the whole front end over it, it looks a lot different, doesn't it? Hey, Mike, welcome in, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hi, Jen. Welcome in. You got a bag of bread, have you? Feeding the ducks. How you good? What you been up to? Yeah, it was a lovely day today, wasn't it? It was nice. I definitely enjoyed the sunshine. Yes, it was bloody lovely. Hey, Mike, you're right, buddy. Yeah, Soph's got some good news for you, buddy. Check that shit out. So, what have we all been up to? We all had a good day in the sunshine. And I saw a lot of you at lunchtime in the daffodil lay-by. XL, mate. For hoodies, I like them quite loose. Can you have a quick rant? Can you? Okay. I'm not sure. Go for it. Oh, buzzing. Yeah, that'd be cool. Thanks, mate. Look forward to that. I got to go and see them this week at some point because I need to get some hoodies printed up. So yeah, that'd be the next step for us. But yeah, I did think about doing what Captain's doing and having the eBay shop, the YouTube shop do it. But yeah, I think because your hoodies are like exemplary quality, I think that the company you used is going to be the favourite. Hopefully, if they're only printed as well, they'll be able to turn them around pretty quick, just to get some testers. So we've got 8 people in. So yeah, don't be afraid to come forward and have a yap. And if you can do us a favour and just whack that like button, then we might get some more different people in and some randos coming through, which would be nice. I missed something. I missed something there. What did you want to rant about, Jen? Let's catch up on that. What's going on? Oh, don't get me started on that. Yeah, they're trying to close all the banks so that you can't deal with cash anymore. That's the agenda. You know, that's the narrative. So then you have to use cyber currency basically, so you don't have cash money anymore. It's all digital, and then they can control your money, can't they? Yeah, I mean, you can pay money into the post office if you want that to go into your bank, but you can't do no more than £300 at a time, can you? Which is, you know, if you sell a car or something for cash, it's bloody useless, isn't it? They want to keep an eye on everything that you're doing, every penny, know where it's going, who's spending it, and spending it on what. Unfortunately. Yeah, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Is it really? Yeah, see, they got you, haven't they? Yeah, no more buying and selling, like, you know, side hustles and stuff like that. They want to stop all that because they're not getting taxed on it. Yeah, anybody want to know what's really going on in the country? Go and have a look at Liam Tuff's podcasts. He's got some interesting people talking about interesting stuff on there. That's all I'll say. But if you want to know what's going on in the world, go and watch them. No, it's bloody crap, isn't it? Absolutely rubbish. But yeah, it's a form of control, isn't it? You're controlling the people. So yeah, that's what's happening there. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? Absolutely. Oh, you got no phone. Sucks. Yeah, they want you to do everything online and then they can keep trace of it, which is all well and good. You know, most people aren't making a fortune in cash on the side. But like, what happens if the internet breaks? You know, it's possible that somebody could hack a satellite and then you've got no internet. And then what happens? The whole economic world collapses around our ears. Progress. Anywho, what's everybody else doing today? Been up to enjoying the sunshine and whatnots. Okay. Still working in a bank. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if people, you know, if they do away with cash, people are still going to trade stuff. They'll just horse trade like they used to back in the old days and do swaps and, you know, trade stuff for stuff. You know, back in the medieval days. So you know, they're never going to control the people to that extent. Yeah, it's been gorgeous today. Yeah, you did. Yeah, result, which is bloody good, isn't it? Yeah, barter system, mate. Horse trading. That's you know that's what you can do without cash, I suppose. No. It gets well. That's what the traveling people deal with mostly. I mean, gold and silver and stuff like that. They don't pay money. They don't pay. Well, I rephrase that. They don't pay digital money. A lot of them don't have banks and stuff like that. They deal with cash and or swapping, you know, weight of scrap gold or whatever. And you know, the government's not going to control them, are they? You know, they're their own people. They've got their own free spirit. So, you know, good luck with that, government. Yeah, it's a pain, Mr. C, for sure. It's like, you know, the guy that I used to work for before doing the dumpy bag deliveries, we were a recovery operating firm, and he used to buy and sell trucks as well as run the recovery business. And he went down to the bank one day and tried to draw out 25 grand in cash to go and buy a lorry. And yeah, they wouldn't let him have it. And he was like a multi-millionaire. He said, "What do you mean I can't have £25,000 of my money?" And I said, "No, you can't have it in cash." And he was like, "Well, in that case, then I want to shut my account. I'll have all my money." And he turned around to all the people in the bank that was queued up behind him and said, "There's no money here. You might as well go home." Yeah, we just trade like cream teas and jam sandwiches and, you know, homemade cookies and cakes and pies and things like that. And, you know, labor. Yeah. Back to the good old days. Oh, fairly quiet one tonight. Thank you all for coming in. It's lovely to see you. So yeah, I'm just getting over the man flu now, which is nice. I felt a lot better today than I have for most of the week. As you can see in the video, I was suffering over the weekend quite badly, but yeah, I feel a lot better today, which is nice. Yeah. Yeah. Are you feeling better, Soph? Are you on the mend too from your man flu? So yeah, there we go. So that's the front on the Zephyr. It's done. I got to join some wires up for the headlights. But other than that, the front end is together. So yeah, weld up some holes in the wings, and then that's that little project done. And I'm going to gradually work my way back towards the back of the car and do little bits on the way, and then hopefully she'll be grand. But the old Studebaker's coming on well now. Dad's like he's created his garage. He's like a full-time job now. So he goes out at 9 in the morning and he don't go in until 5 in the evening, and he's out there working at it like a full-time job. So it's coming on really quick. Before I'd left there at the weekend after the video was done, he'd already mounted like the heater box and the fans, and he was positioning all the switches and stuff like that for it. So yeah, it's it's coming along well. Yeah, I think it will look alright satin black. It's not like a permanent thing, but it's just a nice base to paint the colour on top of. And I would leave it in primer, but it's kind of porous, so it rusts through the primer. So yeah, I don't know. We've had truck wind. I hate that. That's horrible. I get really bad acid reflux sometimes as well. That's not nice. It's like almost crippling, to be fair. Yeah. So how's the narrowboat coming along, Mr. C? Is it you're all up and running now? And did you manage to get your glow plugs done in your van? Hopefully you managed to get that done. So I don't know what I don't know if Mr. C's still here, but what I was on about earlier on in the chat on the video when I was talking about the brass block technique. So basically, hey Dunk, welcome in. Hope you're well. Hope you're all good, buddy. So basically, what you do is you get a block of brass, and then you hold it behind the hole in the panel, and then you can weld the hole up on top without it dropping out and making a hole bigger. You can sort of like dab it in, but the weld doesn't stick to the brass block, so it lets it pull up on top of it, and then you can take it away. And yeah, that's the brass block trick. Good one for you. My radio in my car just started to play this afternoon. Not used it for 2 days. Oh, that's weird. Has it got some damp in there somewhere and shorted out? Co-hosting. Yeah, we do sometimes. So we go on to Killer Zombies stream on a Monday night and have a yap in there, but we both go on the StreamYard. So yeah, it does happen sometimes. How you been, mate? You've been all right? You've been good? Yeah, so I was telling you about Dunk the other day, Mike. Me and Dunk have been on some adventures in our younger days. Shopping for 2 wheels. What? Not motorized 2 wheels, or are you on about a cycling bicycle? Yeah, JNVW. Yeah, it's possible they have some gremlins. Yeah, possibly Saturday night, when we go on to Mike's stream, Forsaken Exploration stream. I think he'll be doing a. Oh, nice Harley Breakout. Yeah, I think he'll be doing a StreamYard on Saturday night, so we go on there until. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's like most of the night. But yeah, we'll all be on there co-hosting, and that's a real giggle. A penny farthing on eBay. Cool. I never fancied one of them. For my last, no, not for my last CPC HGV course, but for the one that I had to do when I started to work for Jewson's, we had to go out to Birmingham and do like a Jewson's CPC course, particularly for their company. And one of the days up there, it was a week long, and one of the days up there was cycling around Birmingham on mountain bikes. And we did like 12 miles in one day. And that was the first time I'd ridden a bike since I was like 15. Absolutely horrendous. But yeah, and the old guy was like an ex-Royal Marine that was doing the cycling course. So he was like on it. He wanted to get on for like ages. And we did the course bit in about 25-30 minutes in the morning, but he wanted to go cycling around all the canals and stuff. I got told off for like doing wheelies and endos and stoppies and stuff like that. He didn't like that very much. So I was like, what, we're not even allowed to have fun with them? It's like, shit. Yeah. Yeah, CPC is a joke, mate. Definitely. So there we go. Yeah, so yeah, Harley, that would be nice. Does he? I'd like to see somebody ride one. There's a guy does the American Pickers program. I think he's quite talented on a penny farthing. Yeah, I did 5 years in a row of health and safety, and then the second time I did like 2 NPCQ courses in a row, exactly the same course set twice, and that made me go through. But now they've changed it so you can't repeat courses. So last time I had to do it, I had 2 modules left, Yeah, that's it, Mike Wolf. Yeah. I had to do 2 modules and they had to both be bloody different. So I had to go down to the driveline place, and basically she sits there and talks to you for like 20 minutes, and then you chat and go on your phone for the rest of the day. But as long as you're there for the whole time, and you know, you go off and smoke and whatnot, and it's just like waste of time, isn't it? Yeah, absolute ball hooks. I don't like it anymore. In fact, I'm thinking about jacking in, driving altogether, and doing something else. I don't know what, but driving a lorry, you know, being a licensed crane operator as well, for just over minimum wage, it's not worth the bollocks, is it? It's not worth the aggro. I could go and stand in like Asda or Tesco's and earn more money. I used to work for Tesco's in the past, and that used to pay better, to be fair. So we got 9 in, so don't be afraid to come in, guys. If you're just lurking in the background, everybody in here is really sound. You know, you're in safe hands. Yeah, haulage is a nightmare, absolute nightmare. No, we've had this conversation before, so I'm not doing OnlyFans or hooker ducks. So yeah. Yeah, the only thing with my job is it's cushy that I don't have to do weekends. So I quite like having my weekends to do the YouTube stuff and that. I did think about sort of like committing full time to sign writing, but you got to guarantee the work to be self-employed, didn't you? And it's sort of like, I expect if I started it, it would probably do all right, but it's just a headache in it. Whereas you go to work for somebody else and you know the money's there every week. So yeah, well, I used to have to do Saturday mornings, but that was only to go in and sort of grease the lorries up. But why not buy a month off? Well, I can't afford to buy a day off at the moment. $2.99 OnlyFans. Yeah, OnlyFans. Yeah, I think I scare people away, to be fair. They pay me to put clothes on. Yeah. No, I don't think that's a good idea. But 13 in now. So yeah, guys, don't be afraid to come in and join the chat. The banter flowing. Bet Jalopy is an OnlyFans. Yeah, probably has. Yeah, he's probably got OnlyMans though, hasn't he? God, I haven't heard that name for a very, very long time. Yeah, I know, Jen. I was self-employed before. I did it for a few years. I had my own little recovery truck, and I used to do like eBay pickups and Copart pickups and move classic cars around the country for people. And it was just that big of a headache with rules and regulations and insurances and stuff like that. That you know, I just packed it in because there was always somebody down the road that could do it cheaper, but you know they weren't necessarily like properly insured or anything like that. And you know, it's my luck. If I wasn't insured, probably something would happen, and then I'd end up, you know, owing people fortunes of money. So I always made sure it was like properly covered and all sort of stuff like that. Yeah, I had to be a CPC. When I was doing my recovery business, it wasn't in yet. So I stopped doing my own stuff and I went to work for a place up in Liskeard called Westwood Recovery. And that's how I got into like doing the professional recovery stuff. But I was just moving, like doing transport, basically moving cars around for people, and it was all right for a short while. But people sort of started to see that, you know, oh, he's doing quite well out of that. Let's buy a little truck and start doing it. And yeah, they weren't all necessarily like above board and legit, whereas I wasn't. It used to cost me a lot of money for my insurance and stuff. And it's just like, oh, what's the point in carrying on? Because there's no work because all these guys are doing it cheaper. And yeah, So I just packed it in and then went to work for a proper recovery company. And then that was I think I did that for a little while with like a service van, going around doing roadside repairs and stuff. And then I got my HGV, and it was just then when I got my HGV that the CPC came in. So yeah, I did the first 5 years on module 5 when I passed my test, and then I've had to do from then on. So yeah, which was it's just a ball ache. And now that you know, it's not just lorry driving. Now you got to do your daily check sheets, and you walk around, and then if anything goes wrong with the lorry during the day, you've got to report it, and it's just a continuous headache. Exactly that, mate. Yeah, you're trained to do that. So why has there been a mistake? Not the fact that they've sent you into the middle of a field to like high up off tons worth of stuff, and there's nowhere to put your legs out and all that kind of shit. So yeah, that is exactly what the CPC course is for, is to put the onus on drivers. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, if you want to deliver Dominoes, or if you want to do like, I don't know, like there used to be Yodel people that used to go around with their own vans, and every driver. So you've got our special business insurance now for even doing that. So yeah, they're ripping it 6 ways of Sundays from everybody. To be fair, it's not a good state. I mean, the country's now on about a war, aren't they? So yeah. Yeah, I've got no urge to trust the government at the moment. I just want to keep building hot rods, man. Yeah, can you get a discount on your pizza? Yeah, we had a guy the other day. Well, I say the other day. I mean, when I say the other day, it could be anywhere between 6 months and 20 years ago. But yeah, a guy on a push bike had one of these GoPro helmets on, and he was cycling down like a narrow road, and because our eight-wheeler driver didn't give him exactly 1.5 meters of space, even though mate had stopped in the hedge to let him past, he reported our driver for nearly knocking him off his bike, speeding and all that. And it was lucky that the guy had the dash cam on in the lorry, and he's like, can you explain this to me then? And yeah, they had 2 conflicting videos, and mate, he was like, oh, well, that's not what happened, and he's lying and all that. And then they showed him the video, and he's like, oh, yeah, backed right off. But yeah, he was looking for a payout. It's absolutely mad. How do I make a living? I drive a lorry for a minute. I used to be a police accident unit recovery operator. So I used to drive the police crane unit basically for a recovery company. Did that for nigh on 15, well, between 15 and 17 years. And yeah, missed a lot of life, because you can guarantee every time you want to go and do something, the phone will ring. You're going to sit down and eat a meal, the phone will ring. And when the phone rings, you've got to go. So yeah, I did that life for a long time, and now I just deliver dumpy bags of aggregates and stone and cut stone for posh houses. So yeah, it wasn't a nice job. So the contract traveled around a bit. So it started off with a company down our way called Tonkin Recovery, and then I worked for them, and then I got on the police contract. And when they didn't have the contract anymore, and my friend's company took it on, obviously I followed the contract to keep doing the work. But his area was a lot smaller and a lot closer to where I'm from. So yeah, we did it for 5 or 6 years for him, maybe longer than that. But you start to pick up people's cars that and yeah, that's a bit of an eye opener. you know, you remain professional and get the job done, but it's a lot easier if you don't know the people. So yeah, and it's not a good job anymore. Not when it's people you know. You kind of dwell on it a bit then. So yeah, I gave it up. But yeah, really cool job. But after a long time, it doesn't do you any good. Well, to be fair, any accident that's involved with a lorry, the lorry driver's at fault automatically. That's what people think. You know, you could go out to work in the morning, and then by dinner time, you look at being banged up because some silly cunt's pulled out in front of you or something like that. It's just not worth it anymore. I've because I was the crane operator, I've had to separate wrecks before with people still in them, yeah. And when the vehicle's been inaccessible for like medical teams and fire brigade and stuff like that, then yeah, we've had to deal with it. Yeah, not good at all. And not only do you have to go and do the job, but then you got to go and do all the after job as well. So the next day you've got to do all the photographs and then all the paperwork, and then it stays in the yard for 3 or 4 years while they sort the case out, and you walk past it every day. So yeah, it's not any easy. I say job. It's not a job even. It's a lifestyle. Um, it's a real buzz, if I'm being honest, to go out to a job, you know, and it's full police, everything is going on, and you know, you're buzzing, you jump in the lorry and off you go. And yeah, it's not until afterwards, after you've finished and after everything's gone quiet, then you start to think about the people that were there and what you've seen and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I saw that video where mate's pushing it down the road sideways. The thing is, so you got your like lorry windscreen there, and if you're close enough, the driver can't see you. There's now they put stickers on lorries with the big triangles on, and that's to mark out for people all the blind spots on a lorry where the driver can't actually see you. Yeah, the Euro drivers are nuts, and they're all in left-hand drive lorries as well, so they drive at you in the middle of the road, and it's like, how the hell are you doing that? Yeah, I know. Ironic, isn't it, mate? And do you know what? Like 90% of the bread and butter work was for that. Was for pulling cars off the road where drivers didn't have licenses as insurances, because they brought in that rule that they take your car off you now, don't they? So yeah, I did that for a lot of years. Irony. Laptop, you've got 2 free hands. Oh, that is tragic. No, definitely wouldn't condone such activity. Yeah, it certainly does. Yeah, it certainly does. I just missed Mr. C's comment about a war to cover up the Epstein files. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Diversion, look this way, this is going on, but what's going on really is we're hiding that over there. Yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I think, let me just find out. Guy's called Liam Tufts, and he's good mates with Tommy Robinson, so don't let that put you off. But let me see if I can find him, because his channel's something different. Yeah, DZN, Liam Tufts. Look out for that. It's called The Dozen with Liam Tufts, and he talks to some very, very interesting people, like ex-members of parliament and all that kind of stuff, and they're basically just telling it how it is, and it is fucking frightening, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I bet the M1 was terrible. I mean, I was quite lucky down here because our area actually finished on the border of Exeter, so I didn't have to go and do big motorway stuff or anything like that. But I mean, the A30 is bad. A38's bad. I mean, they're all sort of high fatality roads, and we used to cover. Well, God, when I was with Tompkins, we used to go all the way from Land's End up to. Imagine if you drew a line from sort of Barnstable all the way across to Plymouth, and we covered that whole area of Cornwall, so you never knew where you were going to be. And the phone would ring, and you'd respond within an hour. You'd have to be there within the hour, no matter where it was. But then they could have you there for 10 hours while they did forensic stuff and bits and pieces. It wasn't just crashes we did all the police work. So yeah, murder stuff and, you know, bad people trafficking stuff and all sorts. A lot of county lines, forensic stuff. So yeah, sometimes, you know, it wasn't all death and doom and destruction. Sometimes it was quite interesting what they were doing. But yeah, there's some shocking people out and about driving now at the moment. Oh yeah, the M25. Oh, M1 run, M25. Bad one. Yeah, I mean, it got so bad. I used to keep an app on my phone called INRIX, and that basically puts you in touch with like the map of England, and the police update that with all their hotspots on it. So before What Three Words came around, that was how they used to direct you to the accidents and stuff. Excuse me. But yeah, it's that's yeah, like I say, it's not really a job, more of a kind of lifestyle that you sort of adopt. But you know, this time next year, Rodney, we're going to be millionaires. Probably not. And I'm moving on. Half hour. So, anybody got anything cool coming up for the next few days? Yeah, the 303, mate. Deary mate, that's a bad road. I've got friends that contract up the next company on, then shall we say, up that way, and they do a hell of a lot on the 303. And they went through a spate of you know, like there's big laybys up there on the sides of the road. There's quite big ones for like supposed to be for trucks to pull over in, and they had a spate of, I think over a spate of 6 months, they had nearly 30 or 40 people that had actually gassed themselves inside their cars with like some kind of acid mix. Yeah, it was really bad, like quite toxic. They couldn't get in the cars or anything like that, and they had to be moved and decontaminated before even the people could be taken out. It was horrendous for them. Yeah, the rubbernecking crashes. Yeah, they're nearly as bad as the pileups, aren't they? But yeah, I'm really glad that I didn't have to do any sort of like major you know, motorway sort of stuff. Are you going to come back down to Cornwall, what, to live or just a visit? That'd be cool. Yeah, definitely be cool to catch up, man. Be bloody lovely. Yeah, we've still got here. Yeah, everybody comes back down to Cornwall eventually, don't they? It gets in your blood. Cool. So yeah, I don't know if we'll go on much longer. We'll give it another 5 minutes and see who comes in, but I think we'll think about wrapping it up shortly. I'm starting to lose my voice as well, so it's getting to that time of the night where the flu is sort of like makes you feel rough again. It's not good. I don't like it anymore. Don't do France. Nah, France would be bad. Yeah, I mean, cool. Oh yeah, fair enough, mate. Yeah, fair. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if you're going to retire anyway, then Cornwall's pretty cool place to come and sort of finish off your days, isn't it? You know your place, yeah, definitely, mate. Well, you've been away for a long time now, man. Yeah. I mean, out of all the places in England, I don't think I really want to live anywhere else, because it's just got beaches and green land, and it's all a bit really close to everything else. So yeah, I don't think I'd like to live anywhere else, but that doesn't mean to say I don't want to go anywhere else. I'd love to go and see like loads and loads of places around the world. That'd be so cool to do a bit of traveling. Go and see if we can see some northern lights, and like to go and see the Niagara Falls and all that kind of stuff. It's like a tidy Bodmin Moor. Yeah, it's definitely slower paced down here. Like I said, I think I said on one of the streams before, most of the country goes on GMT, which is Greenwich Mean Time. But down here in Cornwall, we have CMT, which is Cornish Maybe Time. We do it directly. If we say we do it in a minute, we don't need reminding every 6 months. We'll get round to it. Just watch out for the smell of dung dung. It doesn't smell like dung down here, mate. Well, I mean, unless you go to the countryside and have, where farms are. But yeah, it's not necessarily dungy all the time. We're not farmers. Yeah, directly, good way. Yeah, definitely. Oh dear. Cool. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up there, guys. So thank you so much for coming in and watching the premiere and all that sort of stuff. Thank you for all your support and your likes and your comments and your chat. It's a bit quiet, so I won't keep you here any longer than we have to be in. So tomorrow night, don't forget, guys, if you're watching this after the stream's finished and before Wednesday, tomorrow night, 7:30, is the Forsaken Exploration live podcast with special guest. So that would be really cool to watch. And then Friday night, maybe your Yorkshire Walker Jamie's live stream. Thursday night will be Captain Cornish Adventures premiere and live after stream. So that's a new one. So watch out for that. And then Mike's premiere will be Saturday night, and then hopefully we'll all be on a StreamYard in Mike's live, and then we'll start the week again on Monday with Killer Zombie 359 stream. So yeah, we will see you guys directly. Much love, guys. Peace out, and I hope you have a really cracking week, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you next Tuesday. Cheers, guys. I'm gone.